Have you ever noticed how some people speak Arabic so easily, like it just flows out of them naturally, effortlessly, as if they were born with it? And you're sitting there thinking, what did they know that I don't? This is not an ordinary secret. The truth I have worked on for years. Today, I am going to map it into your mind. This map will change the speed and confidence of your speaking. And what I am going to show you, you have never heard before, neither in books nor from any teacher. So stay with me. Every second of this is going to matter. Let me ask you something first. Have you ever held a diamond in your hand? Really looked at it? It's beautiful, right? It sparkles. It catches the light perfectly. But here's what most people don't think about. That diamond didn't start beautiful. It started as rough carbon buried deep underground, under enormous pressure for millions of years. Nobody saw that process. Nobody watched the work happening. They only saw the finished result and said, "Wow, how beautiful." Arabic fluency is exactly like that. When you see someone speaking Arabic smoothly, you're seeing the diamond. You're not seeing the years of pressure, the confusion, the mistakes, the moments of almost giving up. And because you only see the shiny result, you assume that person has some natural gift you don't. But that's not the truth. The truth is there is a process, a very specific one. And today, I am going to show you that process. Now let me ask you another question. Have you ever walked into a beautifully decorated room? Clean walls, perfect lighting, furniture placed just right? You walk in and you think, wow, this looks amazing. But you never saw what happened before. The plastering, the painting, the measuring, the fixing. The weeks of preparation that made that room look so effortless. Most people learn Arabic the wrong way because they try to decorate the room before the walls are even built. They rush to learn vocabulary lists. They memorize phrases from YouTube. They download apps and feel good for 3 days. Then suddenly the app streak disappears. The phrases vanish from memory, and they're back to square one. Sound familiar? Don't worry, it's not your fault. Nobody showed you how to build the walls first. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine you're at work. You walk into the office. A colleague greets you in Arabic, just a simple greeting, Sabah kheir. You know this phrase, you studied it, you even practiced it last night. But in that moment, your brain freezes. You smile awkwardly, maybe you say something half correct, maybe you just nod. You walk away feeling that familiar frustration. Why did my brain betray me right in that moment? Or think about this one. You get a voice message on your phone. A friend sends it in Arabic. You play it, you catch 2 or 3 words. The rest just blurs together like a fast river you can't hold on to. You replay it, still confusing. You replay it a 3rd time. Now you're not even sure about the 2 words you thought you understood. These moments, these exact moments, are not random. They are a signal. Your brain is trying to tell you something very important, and that something is what we're going to talk about right now. Here's what nobody tells you about language learning. Your brain is not a storage box. Say that again to yourself. Your brain is not a storage box. Most people treat it like one. They stuff vocabulary in. They stuff phrases in. They stuff grammar rules in. And then they wonder why nothing comes out when they need it. Think about a puzzle. You can have all 500 pieces on the table in front of you. Every single piece is there. Nothing is missing. But if you don't know the sequence, if you don't have the picture on the box to guide you, you're just moving pieces around randomly. That's what's happening in your brain when you study Arabic the traditional way. You have pieces, but no map. And without a map, your brain wastes enormous energy just trying to figure out where things belong. Now imagine someone hands you the picture on the box. Suddenly, the same pieces start finding their places faster. Not because you got smarter, not because you studied harder, but because you now have a sequence, a structure, A map. That's the internal map I'm talking about. And this is the thing that changes everything. Let me explain how your brain actually works when it learns a language. Think of your brain like a muscle. Not a box, not a hard drive, but a living, breathing muscle. When you go to the gym for the first time, what happens? You lift a weight once and it feels heavy. You're sore the next day. But you go back, you lift again, and slowly that same weight starts feeling lighter. Not because the weight changed, because your muscle grew to handle it. Your brain does the exact same thing with language. But here's the secret that most people miss. At the gym, you don't walk in and try to lift the heaviest weight on day one. You start with the right weight for your current level. You build the foundation before you build the strength. Most Arabic learners do the opposite. They try to understand full conversations before they've trained their brain on the basic sequences. They try to run before they've even learned to walk consistently. And then they think they're bad at languages. No, they just started with the wrong weight. So what does the right sequence actually look like? Let me show you something simple. A water bottle. Right now, wherever you are, there's probably something near you. A phone, a cup, a chair, a door. These objects are your first real teachers. Not a textbook, not a vocabulary app. These objects. Because your brain doesn't learn words in isolation. Your brain learns words connected to meaning, to feeling, to context. When you see a water bottle and you say to yourself, "This is a quinina," your brain links the word to the real object. It links it to the weight of it, the feel of it, the color of it. That connection is 10 times stronger than reading "quinina means water bottle" on a screen. 10 times. And this is where the speed begins, not from studying more, from connecting more. Let me show you how this works in real life. Tomorrow morning, when you wake up, you look at your bed. In Arabic, your bed is serir. Don't write it down, don't put it in an app, just look at your bed and say it out loud. Serir. Then look at your window, shibak, your door, bab, your phone, hatef, or simply telephone, depending on the dialect you're learning. Do this for 3 minutes, just 3 minutes. Look, say, feel. No pressure, no test, no list. And notice what happens the next morning when you wake up. Your brain will already start reaching for those words, not because you forced it, but because you gave it a real connection to hold on to. This is how a child learns language, not from lists, from life. And your brain, no matter how old you are, still learns exactly the same way. Now, let's take this one step further, because knowing words is only one part of the map. The other part is knowing how Arabic actually flows. This is where most learners hit a wall. Arabic has a rhythm to it, a melody almost. And when you fight against that rhythm, your tongue trips. When you work with it, the words start coming out more naturally. Think about music. If you've ever tried to sing along to a song you don't know well, what happens? You're always half a beat behind. You're guessing the next note but guessing wrong. But after you've heard that song 10, 15, 20 times, your voice starts moving before your brain even consciously thinks about it. Arabic works the same way. You need to hear the rhythm before you try to speak it. Not analyze it, not translate it, just hear it.
Take a simple Arabic greeting. Sabah kheir. Good morning. Don't just read it, say it slowly. Then say it at normal speed. Notice where the emphasis falls. Sabah kheir. Say it 5 times without thinking about what it means. Just feel the sound. Now say it 5 times while picturing a morning scene. Sunlight, coffee, a fresh start. Notice how different that feels? Your brain just made a connection. A sound plus a rhythm plus an emotion. That triple connection is what makes a phrase stick. That's what people who speak Arabic naturally are doing inside their heads without even realizing it.
And now you're doing it too. Let's go back to that office moment. Your colleague says, Sabah kheir, and your brain freezes. Why does that happen? Because in that moment, your brain is doing something called retrieval. It's searching its storage for the right response. And if that phrase was only stored as text on a flashcard, your brain struggles to find it under pressure. But if that phrase was stored with a sound, a rhythm, an emotion, and a real-life connection, your brain finds it instantly, like finding a bright-colored folder in a filing cabinet instead of a plain white one. The phrase becomes easy to grab. That's the difference between passive memory and active memory. Passive memory knows something exists somewhere. Active memory knows exactly where it is and can reach it in a second. The internal map I'm teaching you today is about building active memory. And here's something that will make this click even deeper. Your brain loves patterns, more than you realize. When you learn a new word in Arabic, your brain immediately starts looking for patterns around it. What does this word sound like? What words does it connect to? Where have I heard something similar? This is your brain's natural search engine working for you. And the secret is to feed it patterns, not random lists. For example, in Arabic, many words that describe actions end in similar sounds. Once you learn one of those patterns, your brain starts recognizing new words that follow the same pattern much faster. You don't have to memorize them one by one. Your brain starts predicting them. And prediction is where real fluency lives. When you can predict what's coming next in a sentence, you stop translating in your head. You start understanding in Arabic directly. That shift from translating to understanding is the moment everything accelerates. Now I want you to really think about something. Think about the last time you learned something quickly. Maybe it was a new game. Maybe it was a new route to work. Maybe it was a new skill at your job. What made it stick so fast? I'll tell you. Repetition with purpose. Not mindless repetition. Not reading the same word 50 times with no context. Repetition where each time you added something. A new detail, a new connection, a new layer of understanding. That is what builds real speed. And here's the beautiful part. Once your brain has the map, once the foundations are built, progress doesn't grow in a straight line. It grows in jumps. You study and feel like nothing is happening. Then, one day, something clicks, and suddenly you understand 3 things you couldn't understand before. Then 5 things, then 10. The jumps get bigger. The speed increases. And that feeling, that rush when things start clicking faster and faster, that is what keeps you going. So let's bring everything together. You now understand why the diamond shines without seeing the hidden work. You understand why decorating a room before building the walls leads to collapse. You understand why stuffing your brain like a box doesn't work. This is the internal map. This is what was missing. And now it's inside your head. Not as a rule, not as a list, as a feeling, as a process, as a way of approaching every single Arabic word and phrase from this point forward. Here is your challenge starting today. Wake up tomorrow and spend just 3 minutes looking around your room and naming what you see in Arabic. Don't stress about perfection, don't worry about accent, just connect. Then take one greeting phrase, practice it with rhythm and emotion, not just pronunciation. Then find one pattern in the words you've already learned and let your brain search for more words that match it. 3 minutes, one phrase, one pattern. That is all. And if you do that consistently, not for months, not even for weeks, just for a few focused days, you will notice something different. Your brain will start reaching for Arabic words before you even ask it to. That is the beginning of fluency. That is the diamond starting to form. Before you go, I want to say one last thing. Every person who speaks Arabic fluently today had a day when they knew nothing. A day when Sabah al-Khair felt impossible to remember. A day when a voice message left them completely lost. But they kept going because they found the right process. And today, you found it too. This is not the end of a video. This is the beginning of something real for you. Take this map, use it, trust it. And the next time someone hears you speak Arabic and says, "Wow, how do you do that so naturally?" you'll smile because you'll know exactly what's underneath. The preparation they never saw. The walls built before the room was decorated. The carbon that became a diamond. That's your story now. Let's go build it.